Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be playing another game of Total War Warhammer. I'm the Strategy Professor, and this is going to be my new build that I'm going to try against Empire's Dwarves. I know that we have some Dwarf fans on this channel, so I definitely do want to play some more Dwarf battles. So I do apologize for that. I am going to post up one more. I'm going to post up two tonight, the Dwarves, and I am going to do them some more. I've just been trying to rank up, and frankly, I love the Dwarves. First of all, let me preface that. Let me just say that they are awesome. They're a fun race. They're one of my favorite campaigns. They're a ton of fun to play. I love the dwarves, but I think they are just really underpowered in multiplayer. I'm going to give a slight spoiler here about the last episode, so just go ahead and fast forward till after the loading screen, and then I'll stop after the loading screen, okay? Okay, so last episode, this guy mismicroed his giant horribly. Like, he didn't even use it for the vast majority of the fight. He didn't stop my gyrocopter harass. He didn't do a lot of things that it should have been very, very important to him winning the battle. And not to knock him, he was a good player. I'm sure he had a great time. It was fun, but that just shows you the power of the greenskins in the dwarf matchup. Okay. So this is the same map again. I don't think this map's particularly good. Dwarfs, it's okay. I was on the other side last time. Thing is, you don't want artillery that's going to be in the woods, because when it shoots in the woods it has a chance of hitting trees. Now, being right here outside of the woods is good, so I do want to fight their cavalry in the woods that they probably have. I need to try to not get sniped. I need to hold my Slayer King way over here. It's so hard to protect those guys. But I need them. The missile infantry. You have to have missile infantry. It's just so hard to protect them. Guys in the woods over here. Put everybody in the woods. I don't want him to know what I have. We'll move him out eventually. If he comes at me. Yeah, he's gonna come at me. It's good. He doesn't have any artillery, so that's good. Is this a light wizard? Oh, it's a bright wizard. Okay. Props for using something other than the light wizard. Okay, so he does have lots of handgunners. That's good. I'm not sure if it's necessary to really shoot at those full strength, but I need to step out here so that if he casts spells or something. Oh, he's not. He's just chilling. Fine. Let's hold while they reload. Reiksguard, okay. If we want to fire into that right there. Okay, this is the rest of his stuff. He's going to try to come up here. I need to get up here. I know what the Slayer's up here. There we go, that's glorious. Kill those things. Alright, let's go ahead and fire the Greatswords over here. I need to get those Greatswords out of there. I think it's going to be a big problem. It's pretty good. Alright, let's wheel them back this way. How far until we're in range? Almost. I'm okay with them charging back in. I want to use the organ gun on these things. Hey, he looks like he wants to come in here and get rowdy. Watch for those charges on the sides. These things should eat them up. There's my other pack of Slayers over here. Need to absorb this charge. Alright, got him. Gonna work on these guys then. These Slayers crush large things. No, 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 get out here. Alright, here, let's just fire on those handgunners. I don't really care about their wizard or whatever, I just want to get in here and kill this stuff. Yeah, these are long beards, that's fine, they won't be able to hold that line, but... Jeez, really? He pushes me that far back out? Come on. Alright, get back out here. Alright, everybody fire on this thing right here. Well, not with this. These can still fire over here. But I do want all of the missile units firing on their lord right now. Get in there, kill him. He's probably forgotten about those over there. Let's see if we can just fire on this stuff right here, point blank. No, 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 don't. Not that. Let's get over here. Run to those guys. I want to save some of these Slayers for when their large units come back. Yeah, these things. Yeah, fire right into those. Okay, what? Yeah, let's get these over here onto these. These things we're gonna hold so that we'll keep firing into them. Where's the... I don't know how to get them to jigger. I don't know. Whatever. Alright, get the Slayers on there. Okay, his guy rallied back over there, of course. He's not even microing his stuff, but it doesn't matter. Like, he's forgotten about so many... I don't even think he's cast a spell this whole game, but it doesn't matter because he's Empire. It's just so frustrating to play as dwarves. Like, you're handicapping yourself so much when you play dwarves. I mean, I love them from a lore perspective, like I said, but... I mean... This is absurd. Yeah, now he's healed back up to full because, of course, Empire has potions. I don't even have to worry about, like, me killing his lord. Right, so I need to kill these, I guess. He's going to come down and land right on my lord, so I need to come over here and deal with that. Actually, let's go ahead and just fire this into him. Why is there not a button that's like, get back on the artillery? Like, why can't you have a button that says, like, get back on the artillery? You have a button that's like, abandon the artillery. But you don't have one that's get back on it? Come on. It's lazy, CA. Now this guy's probably gonna die, because I can't get potions. Yep, dead. I mean, like, this is so ridiculous. Like, I outplayed him so much, I'm pretty sure, that game. Like, he let his cavalry sit right in the Slayers. He let me focus fire his Lord. Didn't even use a potion. So he basically died from that. He's not focus firing these at all. I think he almost got his wizard killed right off the bat by sitting in Slayers. He's just letting my artillery just rain on him for such a long time. He didn't even go for the artillery at all. But he just like presses move forward go with his greatswords and just destroys me. And Reiksguard, he can just charge them into Slayers because it doesn't matter. Like, because Slayers don't have armor and they don't deal enough damage versus armored units to even respect. Like they did, I'm sure they did damage. They didn't do enough. Like most other factions, anti-large units, like actually kill large units. Like these Slayers killed almost nothing. And I had them in the Reiksguard almost the entire time. But it doesn't matter. As you can see, like, these Reiksguard were fighting Slayers most of the time. Did not matter. Organ Gun. Supposed to be really good against bunched up infantry. You know, costs... I just wanted to try it out. It cost 1,200 gold. It was fully operational for the entire battle. Like, firing at things like their handgunners that just sit there and have no armor. Quarrelers and Thunders were firing into the handgunners, which... have no armor. I have armor and shields. Just didn't even matter. The artillery did a good job. As usual, grudge throwers are great. But just you have no answer to greatswords. If you're against Empire, there's no answer to them. So, you know, once the greatswords get to your line, there's nothing you can do. I mean, what is the answer to greats? I mean, you can get hammers. They cost 300 gold more. And there's no steroid to him. Like, this guy has all kinds of different magic he can use. I don't even think he used any magic. He may have used... he might have used that buff that gives his units, like, some extra, like, armor-piercing damage or whatever. Maybe. I mean, I guess I should have just kept shooting at his Lord and just hoped to kill him is what I should have done when his Lord was running. I don't have anything that can run him down to kill him. I don't have a Net of Amatok to hold him in place to kill him. I don't have a Flying Lord of my own to run him down and run him off the map. I don't have missile cavalry units that can run him down. Like, there's no way I can run down this Lord. So as soon as he gets back up, he just pops one potion, heals all the way to full. I can't buy potions even with my normal Lord as dwarfs. So he just gets to come right back in and just go round 2 against Ungrim. Ungrim doesn't get a bonus against large. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. If he does, he just got his butt kicked there. I don't think he should. And he's a legendary Lord. Like, I'm paying up for this guy. Like, I have to pay 1,400 gold for this guy. This little dude with 2 potions, it's like 1,100 gold. Like, seriously, let me look at this. Because he wasn't focusing Ungrim at all in that fight. All he had was his Lord on him, basically. I mean, I guess earlier on he did have some like great swords and stuff around him, but I think for the most part this was one-on-one with his Lord. Yeah, Ungrim has 120 armor and 105 combat effectiveness with 430 weapon strength. Now he has 50 charge, but who cares? He's so slow. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's just a joke. Right? This guy's 1100. But maybe I shouldn't even pay up for him, but I just buy Ungrim just for the Unbreakable, just so that maybe I can survive long enough for a fight. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, let me see the Empire guy again. I mean, I know I play Empire quite a lot. I'm pretty sure it's 1100. Now, he had him on a mount. Say it was the Pegasus. I don't think it was the really expensive one. Get rid of all these. Give him 2 pots. Boom. 1,300. Deals 450 damage. So he's 100 gold less than Ungrim. He basically has at least 2 times Ungrim health. I mean, this is effectively 9,000 health when you have 2 potions or more. If you pop it at 50%, it will heal you all the way up. So for 100 less gold, you get 9,000 health. You get flying, so really heavy mobility. get weapon damage with pretty good piercing. And you get 100 attack power. And 85 charge bonus. You saw it when he just charged in and hit me. It felt like it dealt like a third of Ungrim's health or something. 9,000 health for 1,300 versus Ungrim's 4,600 health. So you get double the health as Ungrim. Get flying. You have very similar damage. I mean, Ungrim has more weapon damage. You get a much larger charge bonus. Like, how does that seem right, CA? Like, balance the dwarves. Like, I want to play them. My fans are fans of dwarves, but I don't want to destroy my rating because I also want to get into the top 100 so that I can grow my little, like, small channel, you know, and get some kind of respectable viewership. So it just really makes me sad. Like, I want to play more dwarves, but I just have to calculate, like, I'm going to play dwarves against a good player, I'm probably going to lose. Like, that's just what has to go through your mind when you're playing dwarves. Like, I'm going to tinker around. I'm going to try to keep finding ways to win, but... And I'll try to give you a dwarf episode maybe every few days or something, but I've got to do a lot of greenskin and empire episodes just to make up for that. Because those two are really... I mean, I think vampire counts are very viable. I might do some vampire count episodes. I think vampire counts in particular can be very good against empire. Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how hard they cheese your flying lord. See, I just don't cheese lord, so when I go against vampire counts as empire, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is a good game, this is a good match. Like, I feel like they could have beaten me, but a lot of times it's because I don't get like 3 flying lords and net of Amantak them and just surround their lord and kill them at the very beginning. So, I don't know. I guess I'll do a vampire counts here and see if I can win something just to switch it up, because I do want to give you guys other guys and gals, other factions. Right, but the dwarves, it's really sad because I feel like I outplayed him that game. Like, I was able to get his lord to run. Ungrim had a lot of health left. I was able to shoot quite a lot with my units. I was able to get the slayers, which should counter huge units. I was able to get them into Reiksguard. And he sat there and fought him for quite a while. But as you even saw on the left side, when his Reiksguard were coming in, if I charged with the Slayers and he charged with the Reiksguard, he knocks out like half their health, he kills half of them. So yeah, they're anti-large in quotes, but if the large unit charges into them, they're still going to get slammed because they don't have charge resistance against large foes. You know, like, why is their armor piercing not higher? It should be a lot of armor piercing. It should be like 34 armor piercing. They really need to buff the Slayers to where they're actually anti-large, because most large things have a lot of armor. Right now, they do not cut through armor that quickly. Like, are they good against large things? Yes, but they're 1,000 gold. Like, either that or make them like 700 gold, because they're garbage against infantry units. So, like, I don't think it would be imbalanced to make them 700 gold. You have to do something with them. Have to do something. Because they're, like, the things that they super excel at are so few as to be unarmored large units. Basically. They're terrible versus infantry. Large units can still charge cycle them, knock them out. They don't have poison or anything to slow them down. Just not, they're not awesome. Just not. Like, they just cost too much. Same thing with most of the dwarf units. They just cost too much for what they do, because they're just so slow. Like, these guys should not cost this much. Like, yeah, they're better than swordsmen, but, like, barely. Swordsmen are 400 gold. You know, like, these should be, like, 550 something. You know, and dwarf warriors, why are they so much more? Like, these should be 400. These should be, like, 550. These should be 800 tops. I mean, they shouldn't cost much more than a boar rider, because they don't have the mobility. Like, the lack of mobility is not priced into the dwarves. I can't respond to things. Like, if they just constantly charge cycle me or just flying units on me, like, I can't respond to that unless they just sit there, which that guy even just sat there in that fight, and he still killed me. Like, he sat there and just let my slayers beat the daylights out of his lord, and then he just gets to fly away and heal to full, where he sits there and lets me beat down his Reiksguard and just laughs at me because he has like 1,000,000 armor, and it doesn't matter. And eventually he's like, oh, hold on, I got slayers in me, you know, like 30 seconds later, and backs up. And then just charge cycles again and knocks them all out. And his handgunners are just sitting there just doing just as well as my Thunderers are. My Thunderers are just trying to shoot things. You know, we're shooting at Reiksguard, we're shooting at Lords, we're shooting at all kinds of things. His Wizard didn't even cast any spells. He put his Wizard down to Slayers and almost got him killed right off the bat. I guess I should have focus fired his Wizard a little bit better, but... Now, I mean, there's an argument also, well, I could have done Gyrocopters or something, that's true, but the Lord, like, Flying Lords destroy Gyrocopters. Like, maybe I could have hid my Gyrocopters, like, in the back a little bit in those trees, but I have to keep them out of range of his handgunners, because the handgunners will eat them up. There's just so many things that are wrong with the Dwarves. Unfortunately, like, the Grudge Throwers A+, they did a great job, but they just, Ungrim should cost 1,000 gold, and he should have access to pots. You know, at a minimum. If he doesn't have access to pots, like, these lords need to cost, like, almost nothing. Like, they need to drop the cost of these lords down to, like, 800. Because the dwarves don't have a good way of dealing with lords with pots, especially flying lords. Like other factions do. Now, if with Empire, you have Net of Amatok, you can hold them in place if they try to do that to you, and then just surround them, kill them. With the Greenskins, they also have a problem with flying lords, but at least you could poison them and make them get up in the air. They can't sit there and go toe-to-toe with you. I mean, it's possible I could have run a Runesmith, maybe, to use on the, maybe I should just try a couple of Runesmiths to use against the Greatswords. That's really your only answer, is just Runesmith and just spam that spell on them. How expensive is that? Let me just see real quick. If I just get nothing else on the Runesmith but that spell. Nothing. 680. So maybe I should do that and just run a lot of Runesmiths and just use that to counter Greatswords, because that's really your only answer. Greatswords or Reiksguard or anything have to have these. So I just might have to spam Runesmiths just for that ability right there. Just so that I can actually, like, that's the only answer that you have. The Greatswords, they will just completely wreck you. So will any armored cavalry. Like, because these just don't work. Like, have to have them because they're the best thing you have against cavalry, but they don't do enough, and they're just too expensive. But you have to have them. You just kind of priced into them because everything else is absolutely trash against them. So I don't know. So I'm not trying to. I mean, these might be okay, but once again, they're 1100. Why are those 1100? They have such short range. They have a huge reload timer. There's only 24 of them in a pack. They're really cool. Once again, they're very, very slow. Like, it's really hard to get in a good position to fire them. Like, you're going to get to fire one shot before the cavalry gets to you. I mean, yeah, they might be okay at taking down lords, but really, are they that much better than Thunders? I mean, a full round of Thunders, 80 doing 16 is... I can't even do the math off the top. That's 848? Oh, it's got to be more than that. 160 times 8 is what? 800, 6 times 8's... like 1280? 1280 damage for a round? These guys, 92 times 24. I guess that is more. That's like over 1800. So maybe I should try the troll hammers, but this just has a huge bullseye on them. Like, what's to stop them from coming in and just shooting me? Like, these should be like 900 or something. Like, the dwarves have really cool units. I love them from a war perspective. They're really fun. They have lots of good explosives. Their stuff's just way too expensive. It's just not balanced around the fact that they have low mobility. As I explained in the dwarf campaign, they're awesome in the campaign. They are very good. They can go toe-to-toe with other factions because of their upgrades. Because they have awesome skills. They have awesome techs. That's the strength of the dwarves. They're smart. They innovate. They make new things. They just outthink and outsmart their opponent. You can't do that, though. And this, because you can't buy skills, you can't buy those techs. You can't buy the things that make the Dwarf Warriors the best tier 1 unit in the game. You can't buy the things that make the Quarrelers the best missile infantry in the game, right? Like, you can't buy these things. That's a huge balancing oversight where they really, really need to reduce these costs. I think they just have a formula where it's like, whatever it costs in on the campaign map, it costs some like formula equivalent in multiplayer. Right, so in other words, if they lower the cost of the Slayers for multiplayer, it would also lower them in the campaign, which I think would be okay. I mean, they just have such limited uses, but anyways, that's it for this video. I hope I explained myself pretty well why I don't play a ton of dwarves while I'm trying to rank up. I don't want to sound defeatist. It's just, it's really, really hard. Because I think if you watch the last 2 episodes, and I'm going to post them up even though they're losses, just so you guys see what I'm trying to work with here, guys and gals, is that I think I outplayed these people for the most part. I definitely made mistakes, but they made like gargantuan mistakes, like letting their lord pretty much die to slayers, keeping the Reiksguard just sitting in slayers, not rallying back units. The greenskin guy, didn't even use his giant for the vast majority of the fight. Out there, he forgot about a ton of his units that are in plain sight sitting there. Like, I'm not trying to rag on people or anything. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just saying, like, that's how much they spot you. Like, if you play something other than dwarves, like, you basically get a free 5,000 extra gold or something in efficiency with your units. Like, you have to outplay your opponent to such an extreme limit to get any kind of win, at least versus the Empire and Greenskins, which are the 2 premier factions right now, I think. Vampire counts are also pretty good, and the Beastmen can be good in the right circumstance, but it's just bad. So I'm gonna try more. Just let me know what you think. What are some of your solutions? What do you think could work better? I think I have to bring back the Runesmith. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do one more video. Just because I want to try out the Runesmith. So it's gonna be a triple header today. I'll try to get all of them up, and we'll see if we can get a win. I'm gonna shuffle it up a little bit. I'm gonna have to try a lot of Runesmiths though, so I apologize if you're one of those people that hates having multiple heroes of the same type. Runesmiths don't have potions though, so it's not potion abuse. They're your only spellcaster, and frankly, they're your only viable armor-piercing damage that's good. I don't think the Dwarf Warriors are viable. They're not a viable answer to longswords, I don't think. I mean, they do armor-piercing damage, but they have much lower melee defense. I mean, maybe that is the answer, is run more Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. Maybe that's what I should do, is just run more great weapon stuff so that I can pierce through the missile infantry. But either way, I'm going to have to run a Runesmith. Like, probably at least 2 Runesmiths, maybe 3, just so that I can have an answer to some of these really difficult to deal with units. So, thank you very much. It's going to be it for this video. I'm sorry it ran a bit long. I just wanted to explain myself why I don't play as many Dwarf videos anymore. I started off playing a lot of them, but as my ranking's gone up and I'm playing against better people, it's just super difficult. And as my game knowledge has gone up too, and I just see just how powerful the Greenskins and the Empire are, with, and just how many different viable options they have. Like, the Dwarves just don't have that many. Like, these are barely viable. Barely, just because there's nothing better. These are just not really viable. I don't think the hammers, like, they're nice, but they're so expensive. Like, they cost 25% more than Greatswords. Why? These, way too expensive. Most of the time. These, awesome, fun units. Way too situational, way too expensive. These might be viable. I might try out one of these. This, extremely disappointing. Like, I was able to sit there, open field, and just shoot at so many units. And they got almost no kills. The Grudge Throwers got way, way more kills, and they're way cheaper. This, not viable, not viable. These can be. So, I mean, just the things that are viable is just really sad, because they have such cool units and such cool explosions, and they nerf things like blasting charges, which that may have made the dwarves a lot more viable against these infantry death balls. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and shoot another episode here really quick. We'll see if we can get it when it's the dwarves. But I don't want to tank my rating too much, because like I said, I am trying to get, under 1,000. And I know I probably just lost a lot. Let me just look off of those 2, because the micromanagement, honestly, was, I don't want to be rude, as I said before, but I'll just put it this way. I think I lost a lot of points off of those losses. Yeah, I lost a lot. Like, at least 300 to 400 rating off of each one of those guys. So that means these guys were ranked like they just opened the game out of the box or something, like, type of ranking. Because it does scale your rating, how many points you get, based on the strength of your opponent. So if you play against a really good opponent, you might only lose 40, rating. But if you play against an opponent that is well below your rank, then you're going to lose like 400 rating. So it destroys you when you lose to people that don't have a high rating. Very punishing. So that's why because there's no way I would have lost those. I would have not lost the mirror match, like, in a million years against that Empire guy or against that Greenskin guy. Would have slaughtered him, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to sound too cocky or arrogant, but I would have had a very, very good chance of winning those games if I wasn't playing dwarves. So I don't want to tank my rating too much because, like I said, I'm a small channel and I need to do anything that I can to try to, you know, get some publicity out there. And I appreciate everything you guys and gals help me do by subscribing, commenting. We're building an awesome, lively community here. I'm just trying to be honest with you about the dwarves. And I know we have a lot of dwarf lovers in here, and I love the dwarves too. Like I said, I'm not hating on the dwarves from a lore perspective. I'm just hating on CA's balancing of the dwarves. And maybe I'm being too defeatist. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep playing them. So just tune in. If dwarves are your favorite, I'm going to keep playing them. We have an awesome dwarf campaign going, so watch the dwarf campaign. I know it's gangbusters. It's has like the first episode has twice as many views as the second most popular campaign that I have, which is Empire. So I know we have a lot of Empire fans as well, and that Empire's great in multiplayer. I've got a lot of Empire stuff that I haven't released yet. I'm going to play more Empire, so if you love Empire, check them out. And I'm going to try to do dwarves, but I can't do like, you know, 3 dwarf videos every day or something because it's brutal. It really is. It really is. But I'm going to try one more here really quick. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next episode. Have a wonderful evening.